up, guys? Ryan here, and yeah, it's about time I got to this video. This is going to be the last in the Evil Dead series that I've been doing here, Oh the Horror, for the last little bit, and of course, last but not least is Army of Darkness. Yes, I have a crappy old VHS version, but I love this version. You know, this is the movie that I think, you know, Sam Raimi and all those guys wanted to make with Evil Dead 2. This is the one where they wanted to make a movie where Ash got trapped in time and, you know, a damsel in distress and an army of deadites and all that stuff, and they didn't get the funding. But after Evil Dead 2 did well, they finally did get the funding, and that's what happened with Army of Darkness. The film opens up kind of funny. It opens up again with sort of a retelling of the last films, which again doesn't quite jive. But you know, it doesn't really matter. These movies are sort of, you know, their own stories every time. It doesn't really matter if they completely jive. You get the idea. But it sort of catches you up to the fact that we have Ash now in like the 1300s, you know, in the Middle Ages or something like that, and sort of between these two warring groups, you've got Arthur and Duke something, I can't remember what his name is now. So these two sort of factions are warring, and at the same time, you know, deadites are attacking them, and he falls from the sky, and he's sort of this, Ash is sort of this prophesized warrior that's going to help them defeat the deadites, and they quickly realize he's a bit of an ass. You know, Ash's character has evolved so much over these movies. He started out as this weak sort of guy, became a bit of a badass in the next one. In this one, he's a total badass, a bit of an asshole at the same time. Has amazing lines without which, you know, Duke Nukem 3D would not have been nearly as fun. You know, he's just hilarious in this movie, I think. The movie is full-on slapstick at times, too. You know, they had some comedy elements in the last one, but this one's really funny at times. I mean, there's straight-up Three Stooges stuff in there. There's a whole bit where Ash is fighting little versions of himself that is completely out of Looney Tunes. It's just really funny, silly movie that you can't help but enjoy because it's so silly. It's not like the other ones. The first one was really sort of this straight gore flick. The second one had a lot of gore, a little bit of comedy. They were sort of bridging this gap. And then this one, not a lot of gore in this movie, I have to say. A lot of great special effects. There's, you know, a whole army of these skeleton puppets that they fight at the end, the Deadites. They have great makeup effects on a lot of the characters. Just a lot of great special effects work throughout the film. And, you know, a little bit of gore and stuff like that here and there. There's a whole scene where there's lots of blood at the very beginning. But this movie isn't about that sort of thing. That would sort of add to it maybe, but it was really about the comedy aspect and the character of Ash and something that developed over time there. So it doesn't need all that stuff. The movie, you know, it has some really funny parts and some weird parts. You know, Ash completely creates his own like working hand. Turns a car into like this battle machine. I guess there's enough gas in the tank for it to go. What else does he? Oh, he develops gunpowder at one point. It's just you know, but that stuff aside, it's just a movie, right? This stuff's silly, it's fun, and that adds to it, I think, completely, that he can do all this stuff. He's just this total badass. They bring up the whole S-Mart thing where he worked before this all went down, and the movie sort of ends there, and just a really great film. You know, this is I think the whole Raimi movie brotherhood is involved with this. Sam Raimi directed it. He wrote it with his brother Ivan. Ted Raimi's in it twice. He's in it as a blacksmith around the middle of the film, or near the end, I guess. And at the very end, at the S-Mart store, he's the other co-worker talking to Ash. Of course, you have Bruce Campbell playing Ash. It's the Bruce Campbell show. These movies, really, he is what sort of brings them to life in a lot of ways. Even though this one has a huge cast, unlike the other ones where they had smaller casts, you know, he still steals the show. Oddly enough, Bridget Fonda plays Linda in the sort of flashback sequence at the start. I don't know how she would have got involved with Raimi, but, you know, this movie came out in 92. In 98, she was in A Simple Plan, which Raimi directed, so I don't know if there's some kind of connection there. But, you know, Bridget Fonda's sort of like movie royalty, being like the daughter of Peter Fonda, and I think Henry Fonda's her grandfather, Jane Fonda's her aunt. I think her niece is Jenna Elfman, because I don't know if she... don't know if she married Danny Elfman or something like that. Anyway, you know what I mean? It's just kind of weird to see her in there. I don't know what the connection is, but, you know, that would go down the line, I guess, and she would end up being in Simple Plan. Bob Tappert, of course, produced the film, so this is sort of the culmination of all their efforts. This seems like the film they wanted to make, you know, and it's a lot of people's favorite in the series, understandably, because it's so much fun. I personally like Evil Dead more, because I like that sort of straight horror thing, and a lot of people like Evil Dead too, because it's got that elements from the first one, lots of gore, and it's funny. But this one is just a really fun time, a really great movie to watch, especially around Halloween. I think they all are, and that's why I wanted to talk about these before October hit. You should watch all of them, and if you can't, just pick whichever one you think would be your favorite. But you should definitely check out an Evil Dead movie this Halloween season. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little series of videos, and yeah, I'm hoping to have some more of the horrors up here for you soon, so I will talk to you soon, and yeah, peace.